show. I'm Phoenix West.
Adam Wilcox.
Dick it.
Still no theme song. Not gonna do one.
Nope.
Not gonna. Don't care.
It could just be synthesized.
I mean,
music.
it's kind of fitting because John Carpenter does his own theme music for his movies, so we do our own shit for our own podcast.
You could have played the Dark Star song over the credit. Could have just recorded that.
You mean
get booted off YouTube?
Something Arizona or
something Arizona? Yeah, whatever that was.
Something some fucking country song. It's horrible.
No, but I think he wrote it.
I don't care.
Oh, really?
No, Carpenter wrote it. Yeah, I think it says John Carpenter wrote that song.
Not good.
Adam, it's your week. You picked the craft.
You picked it.
I apologize to you guys. What do you want me to say? I wanted to see John Carpenter's first movie. This is like one. Well, yeah, this is. I think this is his first like full length movie.
Can I get you to apologize longer?
Let's see. I'm sorry. Can you find it in your heart to forgive me? I don't know what I was thinking.
To quote Kingpin, it wasn't that bad.
I'm a terrible human being. I don't know if you can ever. That's enough. I can't now.
You're getting there.
Am I getting there? Okay.
You didn't make the movie.
I was not expecting this to be good. It was kind of painful. I don't hate it though. I've seen worse than this, but. This reminds me of like an Ernie Fossilis, like you guys seen Hardware Wars? Ernie Fossilis, I can't even pronounce his name right. Hardware Wars is one of the first parodies of Star Wars ever made. If you look it up on YouTube and type in Hardware Wars, it's a 10-minute movie that plays out like an extended trailer. And it's like a really low-budget spoof of Star Wars. It was one of the first ones. That's funny, but that's also only 10 minutes. This motherfucker is an hour and 22 minutes of nonsense. Fucking Dan O'Bannon nonsense. One of the good things about it, though, I'll give it credit. I can see some of Dan O'Bannon's influences in this movie that wound up in better movies later on. Like the thing with the knife and just being on the ship and looking like all disheveled and not giving a shit. The computer that controls the ship. That's Mother from Alien. I mean, you can see all the influences there. But otherwise, all this is all I can get from it is just these people live on a ship. They blow up planets. I don't really know why. I couldn't understand why they were doing it. I didn't have time to back it up and try to fucking figure it out. And at that point, I just didn't give a shit anymore. And just them doing wacky hijinks on the ship, and then it just kind of ends.
With everybody dying.
Pretty much, yeah. They all die at the end.
One, I think, evolves into a higher form of being.
I think what they were trying to do is they wanted this to be a smarter science fiction. This is definitely low budget on purpose. I'm fine with that. We're all Mystery Science Theater fans here. We appreciate that shit.
I think it's a comedy. And I think it's their attempt to be goofy. It's billed
as a comedy. It's billed as a rated G comedy. So yeah. This is going to be Dan O'Bannon with goofy glasses and Groucho nose and glasses, and he does that in front of the camera, and he thinks that's funny. And he's a terrible actor even by home video standards. He's really, really, really awful in this movie, and there's too much of him in it.
So, out of 10, and would you recommend people watch it?
Only if you're a John Carpenter enthusiast like me, and I mean hardcore John Carpenter enthusiast. Otherwise, this is a complete waste of your time.
I wouldn't even say enthusiast. I would say John Carpenter completist.
Yeah, I am a fanboy. Like he likes Frankenheimer, and I like Carpenter. And if you're a completist, would I buy it for my collection? Sure. Would I watch it again? Probably not, unless I was showing it to somebody else just for discussion purposes like this. But otherwise, no, it will never get watched.
Yeah. Out of 10?
Out of 10, I'm going to have to go 4. This is below average. I can't give it any higher than a 4. And that's hard for me to say because as much as I wanted to give this praise for being a Carpenter movie and everything, it's amazing that he evolved from that to some of the movies that we love and adore. But Rome wasn't built in a day, I guess, but you don't see, other than some of the key synthesizer music in the background, I don't see a lot of Carpenter in this movie, and maybe that's because he doesn't have Dean Cundy lighting the sets yet or any of that kind of stuff going on. So, but yeah, it's 4 out of 10. That's the most I can give it. by any standard.
I think they should have retitled this movie the elevator of the movie.
Yeah. There's a particular scene in this movie that goes on for most of the movie, and it's the ball. There's an alien that actually is a beach ball with feet glued to it. That's the kind of shit we're talking about here. This is cardboard sets. This is Plan 9 from outer space.
And they filled it with water, I think, and then they pulled a string to make it like bulge out.
Yeah.
And that's about it. And it has little feet, and it doesn't talk, but it moves at lightning speeds when it needs to. It's on the screen right now if you're watching the live show, if you're watching the stream. It's literally a beach ball with duck feet. And
I guess they thought that
the movie.
In a Mel Brooks type scenario, something like that would be funny if you had that in the movie for like a tenth of a second. But for like the whole middle act of the movie to revolve around Dan O'Bannon chasing this beach ball / alien around a spaceship, doing cat and mouse for like what felt like an hour with no explanation. There's no plot to this fucking movie at all. It's zero plot, zero anything. It's just it's a string of ideas and dialogue that they thought was funny, and they just throw it in here.
Well, you said earlier, you said it like an offhand remark, and that was the plot. That was the entire plot. They're on a spaceship and they're blowing up planets for some reason. If they determine that their computers say that this planet is going to get too far off its axis, it'll hit something. So they're going around blowing shit up, and they are excited to.
Yeah,
and that's literally all they're doing, and that's
the only thing that brings them any joy at all.
5 minutes, and that's it.
Other than that, these are like, and you know, I read somewhere about this movie that the idea for the blue collar space guy came from this movie. This movie actually influenced other movies, sadly but true. You can see a lot of the preamble to Aliens in this, where you got guys on the ship with beards and long hair and maybe not wearing their uniform all nice and clean and neat and looking like they just graduated from NASA. These are guys that blow up ships and don't really give a shit about what they do. I guess the humor is supposed to be that their commander died and they have him in a freezer, like in cryogenics, but he died on an accident on the ship. And it's the blind leading the blind, because none of these people have any discipline whatsoever. They like blowing shit up, but other than that, there's nobody in control. And everything is just constantly out of control.
And that would be fun if they focused more on that being the plot.
Yeah.
But it's kind of, they say it a couple times in the beginning. He's dead. He would have named the star.
Right, yeah.
And then they don't say that again for another 45 minutes, and they say it once more later, and then finally the captain shows up, and he's a block of ice, and he's talking like, oh, I don't know, like Mr. Bill. It's like, what is going on?
There's that was weird and awkward and kind of just not funny. Is just another one of those Dan O'Bannon jokes that didn't pan out, and they had the bomb and the ship are both run by separate computers with their own identities. So you have HAL 9000 versus HAL 9000. Yeah. The bomb is one personality, the ship is another personality, and they argue. Doesn't that sound like fun? Yeah, and I think what they were trying to do with that bomb bit is they were trying to maybe do a little bit of, God, I hate to say this, but Dr. Strangelove. I think they were kind of trying to do that a little bit.
Maybe.
Not very good at it, obviously. You know, Kubrick and Carpenter don't even belong in the same, but
bomb number 20 is the only part of the entire movie I enjoyed.
Well, the part where he's trying to logically talk the bomb out of blowing up.
I enjoyed that.
Was the best part of the movie. And they wait till the whole end of the movie to get to that. And I'm like, where was this 45 fucking minutes ago?
Didn't the voice sound like that actor from that Twilight Zone episode, Adam, from Agnes with Love? That dorky dude that works in the computer and it gives him bad advice. It sounded like him.
They might have been trying to goof on that a little bit. I mean, you could see O'Bannon wearing his influences on his sleeve when he was making this. It's like, I've seen a lot of old TV shows. They're terrible. And one of the things I've always liked about Carpenter is I can tell he has a love for cheesy sci-fi movies, which is why I wanted to watch this. I wanted to see what he was going to put, but I don't think there's a lot of Carpenter in this at all.
No.
It's
was
director in name only, you know.
It was literally a student film that they got 6 times more money, so they went, okay, let's go flesh it out in a movie, and it doesn't work in any way. But
no, it does not work in any way. It's not as clever as it thinks it is. I mean, I wasn't expecting like fancy, you know, sets or costumes or anything, but it didn't give you anything else either. So
the sets were serviceable. They were what they were.
Yeah.
The spacesuit was ridiculous. They were clearly made out of like that stuff that you put.
I loved how the spacesuits, the helmet like was to here.
Yeah.
Do you like that the breastplate was like a muffin pan?
Yeah.
It was. I don't want to call it the muffin pan.
Well, I did like the ending when it blows up and the captain is flying through space. Well, the captain made it. He's an ice cube floating. Like that was funny. I was like, okay.
The last 20 minutes are fun.
Yeah, I would say fast forward it to the end.
This is another one of those examples where this would have been better if it was a short and not a full-length fucking movie.
It should have been, and it was.
At 82 minutes, it wears its welcome out really early. It feels
like 3 hours in second.
It feels like
who would have went and saw this in the theater, like paid money to see this?
The guys that made it.
Yeah, it's like who's going to say, hey,
the guys that made this movie and their girlfriends and family. That's it. It serves nobody else any purpose whatsoever.
Dick, out of 10, would you recommend anyone watch it?
Yeah, no, I would say watch it. I watch anything. So I've seen worse. It's just you have to fast forward the middle because it gets dragged with the Dan O'Bannon's journey.
Hold on a second. Let me take you back to last week. All right, this is you when it says we're going to watch Dark. The Dan O'Bannon one.
Well, I'm still feeling that way, but it wasn't as bad as.
But I think you should totally watch it.
I'm going to say it's not as bad as I thought. Because I thought it was a horror movie. Like I thought it wasn't a comedy. I didn't know that it was a comedy. I thought it was a horror movie. What I always heard about it was like
G-rated screwball comedy.
Yeah, but no, the ending when he tried to when the ship blows up, he's trying to talk to the computer, and then the other guy gets sucked out of the air vent, and he's flying through space, and he goes, "I'm gonna come and get you." Oh, I can't. Like he's kind of made peace with everything, and they're all floating. And he goes, "Hey, I got a piece of the ship. I'm gonna ride this into the atmosphere."
No, he goes,
"Woo!"
And they show him Adam over his right shoulder.
Yeah, it's the best part of the movie. That one right there. Yeah, it's funny. That's funny. That was funny, but that was very much. That was in 100% an homage to Kubrick and love.
Yeah, that was definitely Dr. Strange.
Dr. Strange, absolutely.
100%.
That was Slim Pickens riding the bomb all the way down to the planet.
Absolutely.
I hate to even say those two in the same sentence because it's kind of an insult to Dr. Strangelove because I fucking love that movie. I have the Criterion Collection version of that one.
But I did love how the Bomb 20 was like, huh, I'm going to have to think about this. And it goes, raises itself back up, and then it starts talking again. It goes, oh, well, I come to realize something. Let there be light, or something like that, and it blows up.
So you quote some scripture out of the Bible, and God said, "Let there be light." Blows fucking ship up. There was one other little gag that was kind of subtle that I kind of liked. It's when they're having lunch, and they break out what looks like these fucking frozen TV dinner trays, and they pull them open, and it's literally them little Kool-Aid packets. Like, well, what are you having? Oh, I'm having ham. Oh, I'm having turkey. Little fucking Kool-Aid packet, and they're just kind of sipping it and talking like they're having lunch. That was kind of funny. They open this big metal tray, and it's a little Kool-Aid packet about this fucking big.
Did they pull them off?
Yeah.
Out of 10, Dick?
5.
Wow. Okay.
It's a 5. I mean, the ending is well worth the effort.
Nah, not really.
It's just kind of goofy. I laughed when he went and he talked to the captain in the ice box, where she's like, "Hey, Captain, I got some questions for you." Really? Okay, ask away. And he's like, "We're coming to an asteroid storm, whatever." Blah blah. Oh, well, did you try this? Yeah, we did. We just did. Oh,
I like that he gets distracted.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
It's really hard for me to remember. It's been so long.
Yeah, I say like that little stuff was kind of interesting and funny. Like that could have been the movie itself.
Well,
it's like
that part works because it's a bit. and that's the first bit we really see. Because other than that, it's Dan O'Bannon running around with duck ball and getting in an elevator, and that scene goes on for fucking
forever. And it's none of it is fucking funny at all. Like not a fucking little bit of it.
That's why when I got to the part where it was Bomb 20 and he talks to him, and he literally has to talk to me because the bomb gets the code to they tell it to blow up, and they're like, all right, we're not going to blow up anymore because they can't get it to drop to the planet to blow up. And he's like, but I have to blow up in 15 minutes. No, I'm not canceling. And they have to like literally argue with the bomb, and that part's funny.
Well, it reminds me of all the Star Trek episodes where Captain Kirk defeated artificial intelligence every time.
Yeah.
Where he basically says,
paradox.
You shouldn't exist. You are not real.
Yeah.
I am not real. I am following the rule of man, but you're not a man. And he goes, oh, and the robot always explodes.
That's such a terrible episode, too.
There's so like 5 of them like that.
So bad. Yeah,
There's
that
5
thing
episodes
floating around. You can see the fucking kite string every time it goes through the room.
Captain Kirk knows how to talk. Knows how to suicide robots.
Yeah,
he knows how to do it.
So much so that in Futurama they do a joke where they does the paradox. Thanos like, and his head blows up. He's like, I was built with a paradox resistance.
Okay. The best one where they suicide the robots one is the second one where they had Harry Mudd. And he had like those army of like female and male robots that all had little numbers that they wore around their neck.
Yeah.
And they had to act out something that would just confuse the shit out of them. And they basically did Austin Powers before Austin Powers did. They confused the robots so much that they all blew a circuit. So and they're just acting out this ridiculous stuff, pretending they have a bomb and dancing and slapping each other. It's fucking hilarious. I actually like that episode.
I did just rewatch the DS9 episode where O'Brien, it's the O'Brien point of view episode where he's trying to figure out why the crew's against him. He ends up being a direct replica of himself.
I remember
of
that.
The real O'Brien because they don't know what he was going to do.
My problem with that whole DS9, this is a very, very small problem. I enjoyed that a lot more than I thought it would. I loved it. But they went to that mirror universe shit way too many times. They wore that out. They went to that well too many times, man.
Oh, yeah.
That was like, oh, no, not again. Oh, no, they're going to do it again. Why?
Because they want to show off that Kira wearing some low-cut outfit being a bisexual monster.
It's the unfortunate byproduct of having TV shows that are 25 episodes a season.
Yeah.
You get stuff like that over and over again.
I would recommend only John Carpenter completionists watch this.
Yes.
And I do consider myself that because I do want to watch them all. That's why we're doing a show on them.
At some point, I want to own all of the movies.
Yeah.
But I don't really find any joy in watching this one. Yeah.
With that being said, that's why I chose for my next episode is someone's watching me because I've never seen it and I want to. I would have eventually chosen this, but Adam did first. So,
yeah.
But
you have to.
I remember a few maybe a month and a half ago, I was just getting over my back surgery and I flipped over and I was like, "Oh, Dark Star," and I turned it on. It was on cable, and I watched 5-10 minutes of it, and it was the bomb scene. And I go, "Oh, that's funny." All right, and I changed it, and because I wanted to watch from the beginning, and I just didn't want to watch it then. And now I realize that's the only part of the movie I enjoy.
I was going to say, if you really want to enjoy the experience that Dark Star has to offer, like Phoenix said, watch the first 5 minutes, fast forward all the way to the last 10 minutes, and watch that. And you've experienced everything this movie has to offer. The rest of it is Dan O'Bannon unsuccessfully trying to be funny. And stretching a bit way too far. Yeah.
He literally he opens the cell door and he goes in as a ball with duck legs and it hops out, this fucking ball right here. And it hops out and he turns around, he goes, "All right, get back in your cell. Get back in there." We don't know why he's in there. We don't know what he's doing in there. And then the ball's like, meh, and it kind of hops back. And he's like, "All right," and he goes in and go to broom and he turns around, it's gone. It's quick as fuck for some reason.
The only transition material you're going to get is from the ship's computer, which says it was your idea to keep the aliens, so you need to feed it. And he's like, at one point he says, "You were cute when I first brought you on the ship. Now you're just a pain in the butt." You know.
Yeah.
Past that, that's the extent of the joke for me. The rest of it falls so flat. It's just
should have
painful.
cut right there.
Oh.
Because he gets a broom and he can't find it, and eventually it pops up behind him and he pokes it. And
we're used to cleverly edited comedic stuff from like Mel Brooks and stuff where that would have ended there and gone on to
I just watched Young Frankenstein. I'm like, this movie still holds up. Still holds up every bit of it.
Blazing Saddles, masterpiece. The producers, masterpiece. Fucking good stuff.
But John Carpenter, like Rod Serling, should stay away from comedy because they're not funny people. They're not. And so Dan O'Bannon gets hit in the face with the broom, and that's the last time I was like, oh, they're doing a bit. After that, he just chases it through like the warehouse part of the ship, and he gets in, and he eventually gets to an elevator, and it's just him trying to.
It turns into an Acme cartoon.
It's Die Hard.
Like I said, I was really getting that Hardware vibe from this. It was
it's almost Joe Dante-esque. It's like, holy shit, did Joe Dante direct this? This isn't John Carpenter.
Yeah, well, he
was very goofy.
But the only part that was kind of amusing was when the elevator was going down. It goes like, and it's going down for no reason.
It makes a cartoon noise when it hits him. Yeah.
But the joke is, why would the elevator go down 4 inches at a time?
Well, who's in the fucking elevator, you know?
Yeah.
Well, he gets in the elevator, and the elevator's only half his size anyway.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense anyway, because when you first open up on the movie, you see the crew, all happy to bomb something to smithereens, sitting in the world's smallest fucking cockpit.
Yeah.
But the ship still has an elevator.
Yeah.
Yet these guys are practically sitting on each other's face in the cockpit. But then there's an elevator that goes all the way up and down.
It has 7 inches around it on each side.
There's a hallway bigger than my bedroom where they're like walking past each other, you know, and it's like, who fucking built this fucking piece of shit, you know?
And that could be the joke.
That could be funny. That could be funny.
But
yeah.
He gets in the elevator and he gets stuck halfway, and then the thing's like, he pulls it out and he's like, the laser's disconnecting, and he gets stuck with like this thing around him, and then the ball eventually blows up, and that's it. And it goes on for 25 to 35 minutes, somewhere in there.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy did a better version of this with their improbability drive.
Well, I was going to bring it up. The robot is a kind of a version of this, like a
paranoid android. Yep, Marvin. Depressed. Yeah.
Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Marvin.
Oh.
No,
I think it's Marvin.
Is it Marvin? I think it's Marvin. Yeah.
I think it is.
I'll fucking look it up.
But he's super depressed, and I just rewatched that movie again too. And
depressed robot. I love that movie. Very underrated classic.
I was watching the BBC show from the 80s.
That's good too. That's also good. Yeah.
It's definitely Marvin.
Yeah,
it's Marvin. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Marvin.
That movie works really well, and it's funny. In this movie, none of the jokes worked until he tries to talk to the robot, and then when he talks to the frozen captain, and then when he's in space. I didn't like when he surfed down to the planet. That was dumb.
The little plastic figure with no bendy joints on it. So it just
and I was like, oh, here we go.
It looked like when you went to the toy store, when you go to the cheap dollar store, and they got like that little action figure that's attached to like a little balloon that you throw it, and like parachute opens up. Yeah. It looks like that.
Yeah. It feels like an artsy movie, like a film student art movie that is not deep but wants to be deep, but it's not funny but it wants to be funny. It's not sci-fi but it wants to be. So what the fuck is it?
To me, it felt like college kids that grew up, went to the same film school, and went jerking each other off over a couple of beers. Hey, let's make a movie where we do this, and then do that, and then do that. And then they fucking filmed it while they were drinking and jerking each other off, and then that became their student film project. And this is the result.
It seems like they went in with serious intentions, and then we're like, this is funny, and then they fucked around on the set, but they didn't write it funny.
No.
And then you're left with a kind of a mishmash of both, and it's neither.
It's probably funnier to the cast and crew than it is to literally anyone else.
I remember shooting like videos in high school, and I think it would feel like this. It would definitely play it like this, where you're like, it was so funny to us at the time. Nobody should watch this, though.
Yeah.
Go in a drawer somewhere.
Anybody else is going to be like, why'd you make me watch that? I hate you. Don't ever talk to me again.
I give it a 4. It drove me crazy for way too much of it, because I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I was looking at my phone. I was like, oh, shit, I wasn't watching the last 5 minutes.
You were pissed. That's why I was like, guys, I'm really sorry about this. It's
not your fault. It's definitely.
I wanted to watch something I hadn't seen, and for my sins, I got this. So.
Well, think about, like, you can blame it on the first film, but think about, like, other directors. Like, Christopher Nolan's following.
Dan O'Bannon is the same guy that wrote Alien. So you take a Dan O'Bannon cheeseball script and you give it to somebody like Ridley fucking Scott, who was a little known, like I think he had like maybe one or two movies under his belt that were like mostly British made movies. And he took that and he fleshed that out and made a fucking masterpiece of a horror movie set in space, and yeah, totally different. You look at Dan O'Bannon, this movie, you're like, in 3 years, you're going to be big shit for making Alien. Fuck you, Dan O'Bannon, for that. You don't deserve this shit,
I feel like Dan O'Bannon's house in the Hollywood Hills would be like a hoarder's nest filled with just books and comics and weird science magazines. Yeah.
Old fucking peanut butter sandwiches that are dried out. And
the entire set of this movie.
Yeah, he has
every day I wake up at 7 a.m. and I reenact the scene the hilarious scene where I'm on the elevator and have to hold on for dear life.
Do you want to see the alien ball? I got it right here.
He's been trying to hawk the beach ball on eBay for like 57 fucking years.
So he put Death Star on it just to fool people.
Fuck, I also heard somewhere. I read it in the comments of the video that we watched this on YouTube, and in the YouTube comment section, one of them said, "I heard." Now I can't confirm this. I didn't have time to research it today. I was too busy, but that George Lucas got the idea for the hyperspace jump in the Falcon by watching this movie because it's almost exactly the same. This came out in 74. Star Wars came out in 77.
Yeah.
So, and Alien came out in 79, not 77. I fucked that up.
Yeah. No, it's definitely giving this movie too much credit would be it influenced this. Dan O'Bannon aside, because he experienced this and he probably learned some shit like no comedy in Alien. Got it. But
this poster, which, if you're listening to the podcast, you can look up the Dark Star poster. I'm showing it on the screen right now. It says, from Alan Dean Foster, first, 2001, A Space Odyssey, then The Poseidon Adventure, now Dark Star. What this should say is a couple of loose fucking ideas, roughly based on these things.
Well, this was definitely the producers going, we have to sell this movie. So make it look great. Put like the Battlestar Galactica ship on the front. Put some explosion in the background. Get a guy surfing the fucking thing in the back, and it looks exciting. But then you watch it and you're like, "This is made with $1,000, eventually $6,000 to flesh out the entire 90-minute runtime." And it feels like it was made for that amount of money, and it makes sense when you watch it. But you just kind of realize like different directors of their first movies were kind of like following what Christopher Nolan is like 70 minutes.
Well, that's what I wanted to know. I wanted to know where he started, because sometimes it's fun to go back and watch like your favorite director, like go watch their student film because they're not going to be good, but you want to see like
the big shave, like okay,
or one of Spielberg's monster movies. You know what I mean? Like just any of that shit. So. But
definitely,
it's pretty much it. Yeah, something else I want to say about it.
I don't regret watching it. I'm glad we watched it because it's out of the fucking way now, and we can get to different shit like Memoirs of Invisible Man.
I was just thinking that. I'm like, I wish I would have watched Zardoz instead of this. We would have had so much more shit to talk about.
Dick is pulling a Frank right now.
I'm falling asleep thinking about Dark Star.
Yeah.
I'm just like, God damn.
Are you going to lie to us and say you were reading something?
Oh, no, I'm falling asleep because of Dark Star.
I can honestly say that I won't remember this movie after today. I won't remember anything about it.
I'll remember I saw it, and I'm glad I did.
From my
it's
mind.
done. It's forever done. Dan O'Bannon's a weirdo, and that's that.
You know what's going to be weird is when we get down to the... I think we need to start picking them before we run out of movies he directed, because I also have in the list movies he wrote.
Yeah.
Which are like... where is this thing?
Eyes of Laura Mars or whatever.
1999 Silent Predators.
Oh.
1986 Black Moon Rising. Eyes of Laura Mars I can't find a copy of, but I'm sure if we rent it we could do that.
Eyes of Laura Mars is okay. It's
El Diablo from 1990.
Who did
Blood River 91.
Brian De Palma direct that?
No.
Okay.
No.
I think
it tries to be a Brian De Palma movie. It ain't. It's like Carrie light.
Well, what they did was smart was they made a poster that was exactly like a De Palma movie.
Yep.
Poster is like a black face and it has a white outline and it has her eyes. So they did a smart decision with the poster because you're going to think it's De Palma.
Oh yeah.
Time. But Eyes of Laura Mars. That was it's Faye Dunaway, and it was directed by Irvin Kershner.
That's right. I
That's
knew somebody directed it.
He was a good director, but yeah,
Tommy
Eyes of Laura Mars is
credited writer.
It's okay. It's kind of the same plot as Firestarter and Carrie. Kind of.
It has a score of 6.2, so middle of the road.
Yep, that would be about accurate.
Look at this poster. I have this memorized because I've seen the poster so many times. It looks like a De Palma movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why I watched it, actually. I think that poster kind of sucked me in, you know.
I'm Faye Dunaway, the actress.
She acts like that in this movie, too.
Hey,
she's
hot.
She actually that right. Hey, Brad Dourif's in it. I'm down.
She's
really?
riding high off that fucking Chinatown money.
Raul Julia, Brad Dourif. Oh shit, I'm interested. I'll watch this.
I want to watch this.
Renee Arbenois.
Yeah, lower your expectations. It's definitely got a cast, but it's one of those movies that, like I said, it thinks it's smarter than it really is.
Michael Tucker. The guy from Things. Oh man, Tommy Lee Jones, uncredited writer, and he's in the movie.
You're gonna watch it. You're gonna think, did Stephen King write this motherfucker? Because it feels like a Stephen King movie.
It does look like it as well.
So the plot is very Stephen Kingish.
Well, Stephen King and De Palma, you know. Just,
what's our favorite things that Dan O'Bannon wrote? All I can think of right now is Alien. I know he did some other stuff.
Total Recall.
I don't know much about him, honestly. So.
Yeah, he's a famous script writer.
I think he's doctored a lot of movies.
The way that I watched, because I've watched the Alien Anniversary Edition
Return of the Living Dead
with the commentary, and according to the producers, Star Wars made so much fucking money, it put Fox on the map, and Fox immediately, and I mean right away, wanted to make another science fiction movie, and they pulled the first science fiction script they had off the desk, and it was Dan O'Bannon's Alien, and Dan O'Bannon had written it originally to be a Roger Corman movie. Instead, they gave it to Ridley Scott, and Ridley Scott went full Paul Verhoeven with this shit and just made his own masterpiece out of what probably would have been a dog shit movie.
He wrote a segment of Heavy Metal.
Yeah, that's right. That's one of the best ones. That's the one with John Candy as the guy that...
So he wrote Return of the Living Dead, Life Force, Invaders from Mars.
Life Force, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, Life Force is fucking great. I love that movie.
Dreamers, Hemoglobin, and then he vanished into obscurity.
Yeah, he vanished into Dan O'Bannon land.
He died in 2009.
He surfed a plane of metal all the way down to eBay.
His IMDb picture is from this movie.
Yeah.
If it's not, it looks exactly like it.
This was his moment, and it was when he read his lines exactly like this in the movie.
Why was he when he's wearing that suit? He looks like he's carrying sacks of potatoes around his body.
That's just his body.
He's so lumpy. It's a poor guy.
They did a whole bit where he gets his fat ass stuck in a hole in the elevator, and it goes on for 3 hours, like you said. And time got lost. I'm like, I was trying to hurry up and watch this movie before the show, and I'm like, why is this going on?
This will tell you a lot. Let's look at the original poster for this. The Spaced Out Odyssey. It mentions 2 Kubrick movies.
See, that makes it look like a drug movie.
So 2 Kubrick
That's
movies.
what they're selling it, yeah.
Spaced Out Odyssey, and then down here, The Mission of the Strangelove Generation.
That's
great. That's great.
Asshole.
That is outstanding.
That's what they tell you to do for if you self-publish. Yep. They say you should have a title that sounds like a title of a bestseller. So that's why you see a bunch of like a game of knights, a game of dragons, like that shit.
You guys probably remember as clear as day, like I do, when Starship Troopers came out and they had the TV spots used to say this is Star Wars for the '90s generation or Star Wars for Generation X, and I'm like, That ain't what that fucking movie is. Even the producers didn't know what the fuck.
Well, here you go. O'Bannon and John Carpenter attended USC together. The result of their meeting each other in college was a low-budget cult science fiction film, Dark Star, which started out as a student film and was eventually expanded into a feature. So there you go.
They probably thought their script was good. They like us. And then at the end of the movie, that was the other thing, like the final fuck you nail in the coffin, is it says a Hollywood production. And I'm like, no. That just means you filmed it somewhere near Hollywood. Fuck you.
But he died of Crohn's disease.
I'm sorry. We don't wish any ill will on the dead, but this movie kind of blows.
What a terrible thing to die from.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel good.
I'm trying to compare this to another movie, and it's just
Alien?
No, not even a little.
Spaceballs?
Remember the Best of the Worst when they did the jar? Maybe that.
Oh, the jar.
Oh, you know what? How about Roger Corman's Galaxy of Terror? But even that's better than this. That was entertaining to me. Galaxy of Terror is a shameless alien ripoff, but it's still.
Well, he was established by then, so it's going to make more sense. It feels like a patchwork, nonsensical kind of space. Like,
whose idea was it to take a beach ball and put some feet on it? Was that? I think it maybe was supposed to be a goof on that Kirk episode where Spock is mind melding the lava rock and the pain. The pain.
She's trying to protect her children.
Your thoughts to my thoughts, my mind to your mind. Oh, the pain. Oh.
Fuck this movie.
Fuck you. Fuck Dan O'Bannon.
It could have been fun. Yeah. I think if they would have had the chance to write out a comedy script, maybe it would have worked better. But it felt like they shot a serious thing and then were forced to add in jokes as they went along because they were.
That's the thing. All of us here have watched a lot of cheeseball science fiction movies that we think are far more entertaining than people give them credit for. This is not one of them.
Oh, he did the screenplay for Life Force.
Yeah, Life Force is good.
And Invaders from Mars. He worked with what's his name a lot.
Life Force is one of those movies that's so like ridiculous, but it's great. Like it's never boring. It just keeps fucking going. Lost a lot of money, found its audience later.
Dead and Buried. I never heard of that movie.
Most of Carpenter's movies are like that, though. When they came out, they were flopped, ridiculed, and everything else, and they got developed a cult following later. So I guess I'm part of that cult following because I liked them ever since I was a kid. So. Oh. But I didn't see this one as a kid, thank God. Otherwise, I'd have been like, yeah, Carpenter. He made this, he made Starman.
And then Dan O'Bannon wrote Blue Thunder, the Roy Scheider helicopter movie.
I've never seen that.
It's not bad.
And 2 episodes of the show.
I saw that. Yeah, the show.
Isn't Blue Thunder like the direct influence for Airwolf?
Pretty much.
That's what I thought. I've seen plenty of Airwolf.
Alcohol after it got cut off the air.
I never saw Blue Thunder. Roy Scheider was like the best in Jaws and like the French Connection, you know?
Well, shit.
He worked with Frankenheimer a lot, too.
There you go.
That's right.
A number of times. He was in Fourth War. He plays the American.
Hearts War?
The Fourth War. No, it's better than Hearts War.
Yeah.
He was in The Punisher, the good one.
Was he?
Yeah, he was the would-be father-in-law. The father-in-law that
you're
goes
right.
in the guns. Yeah.
He's on
that was the last thing I saw him in.
Well, yeah. Okay. Anyway, so next week, Dick, you picked Prince of Darkness 87, I want to say.
I think so, yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
That stars Donald Pleasance and Lisa Blount.
You're going to hate it because it's full of Lovecraft references. It's full of Lovecraft shit. Yeah.
No, it's very slow.
Yeah.
Alice Cooper's in it and he kills people, but you don't see it because it's all off screen.
Victor Wong. The other day I was in my physical therapy and the news is on, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like,
Victor Wong was on TV.
why the fuck is Alice Cooper on the news? And it was like 25 minutes of Alice Cooper interviews because he had some birthday party out here because he lives here in Phoenix.
He lives in Arizona. Yeah.
He's got a bar out there.
Yeah. And it's like a giant hot dog.
Everyone knows where his house is. Like he had some birthday party for charity, and so he's talking about it for 25 solid minutes of morning news. I'm like, good God, dude.
Ain't much going on in Phoenix.
I've seen Alice Cooper probably like 20 some odd times, and he's never put on a bad show. I love watching the guy's shows. He's really quite a showman. His music is a matter of either you like it or you don't, but his shows are great.
We're not worthy.
He's my Frankenstein.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
There's that John Carpenter stare that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And they just take that shot and hold it just long enough to creep the shit out of you right there.
Oh,
That's
that's Alice Cooper. I thought that was
that is Alice Cooper. Yeah.
Okay.
That is a scene from Prince of Darkness.
Yeah.
And when you see the movie, that scene will make complete sense.
Or
it's got
It's this isn't like
Dirk
spooky
Walker?
spooky. It's not spooky horror Phoenix. It's like cerebral horror.
yeah.
Makes you think about shit. Yeah.
so it's gonna be like In the Mouth of Madness a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but In the Mouth of Madness is more fun.
In the Mouth of Madness is better paced.
It had a
It's
budget.
a
This
lot
has
more
no
fun.
budget.
This is like just his passion project. He just wanted to make this because fuck you. That's what it was.
A group of graduate students and scientists uncover an ancient canister in an abandoned church, but when they open the container, they inadvertently unleash a strange liquid and an evil force on all humanity.
It's the anti-God.
So it's such a good script that he wrote it with a pen name.
Yeah, he always does that.
Yeah.
He's Martin Quatermass.
Yeah.
Catermass.
I think he does that to get 2 checks. He likes to get separate checks.
You can do
For
that.
his work.
As he should. Yeah.
It's the Coen Brothers. Whenever they edit, it's some totally different name.
Yeah.
You get back all that money you lost on The Thing, which was such a terrible movie.
Ugh, so sad. But that's what happens when you
Fucking
be
that's
next
what
we
happens
party
when you
naked.
launch your movie the same week that E.T. comes out. Damn it.
No,
The
especially a
week after
dark, bleak, dark movie like The Thing and E.T. What do you want to go see, Junior? I want to see the happy movie where the E.T. flies in the sky with a kid with John Williams music. Oh, really? You don't want to see Kurt Russell? Yeah, well, fuck you too.
I want to see a dog morph into a tentacle monster and devour other fucking dogs in front of your eyes and squirt blood all over the fucking place and just
You're getting me
escape.
hot.
Right? It's boner material. Yeah.
That's
So
what we're
the-
doing you next.
Prince of Darkness will be on the live show on March 3rd. It'll be a podcast March 4th, so stay tuned for that. Week after that, someone's watching me. Can't wait for that one. I've never
Sometimes
seen
it
either one.
feels like somebody's watching me.
I get 3 weeks in a row of Carpenter movies I've never watched, and
That's
so
good.
far not working out for well for me. So,
Yeah, it's not going to go any better. It's not going to get any better.
oh, God, I'm not looking for.
It's
Okay.
the anti-God.
It's why we haven't seen these because we shouldn't. Just not
Yeah.
supposed to.
As a 6.7 on IMDb, Prince of Darkness does.
Well, a lot of people don't get it. I think
Did
a lot
you
of
get
people.
the collector's version of They Live yet, or is it too soon?
Not yet. He
Not
said
yet,
Thursday,
okay.
so tomorrow.
Thursday. Okay, cool.
According to
I'm going to go to Rasputin and see if they have
You'll
Prince of Darkness.
enjoy those special features a lot.
you
right?
two, check your mailboxes tomorrow because you should get my stuff.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, Richard.
All that porn, all that filthy porn,
That filthy Twilight Zone porn.
the unedited filthy Twilight Zone episodes. We'll
All right,
for those.
Let's get out of here. We'll call it early because
Yeah.
of Dark Star. It's a Dark
Dark
Star warning. It's a rain delay.
We've said more than the movie deserves us to talk about.
It's fucking stupid. Don't watch it.
It's garbage.
Stupid. It's garbage except for I'd say 15 minutes total.
15 minutes of an idea that's kind of funny that would have worked as an SNL skit. Pigs in Space is deeper than this. Okay,
And you don't need to have watched the previous hour to understand the last 20 minutes. So literally just skip. If you're on,
there's
YouTube,
no setup for what happens. Yeah, there's no payoff and setup.
when you see them talking in the number 20 bomb going down, rewind about 30 seconds and start watching there because that's all setup you need because none of it matters before that. Awful, just awful. I'm not mad at John Carpenter. I get it. It wasn't it wasn't supposed to be a theatrical release. It wasn't supposed to be what it was, and I don't begrudge the man at all for that. It was an experiment, and it feels like that. But I don't like sitting there watching experiments die in front of my very eyes. It's not fun for me.
But what was his second movie after this?
Elvis? No.
No way, Elvis was 80s. I haven't seen that one yet either. I've heard of it, never seen it.
79.
Well, this was 74, so...
After this, it was Assault on Precinct 13.
Which
That's
is also
okay.
not that great.
Yeah.
It's better than this, but it's still not that
definitely.
great. The song's the best part of that
Here's
movie.
Dark Star. I also have Captain Voyeur, his short. So one episode we're going to talk about that. So, and then it was Halloween after that, and then it's the movie I chose for 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, whatever.
Made for TV movie.
Yeah.
All right.
Christine, directed by what? Yeah, it's the section I'm in.
Hey, just be glad I didn't pick The Fog, because I know how much you love that one.
Can we just get out of the way?
Sure.
I don't like The Fog at all. I haven't seen Big Trouble in Little China in a while.
I like it.
This one's going to be fun. I can't get enough John Bon Jovi.
John Bon Jovi.
Oh, no.
When John Bon Jovi shows up in U-571, you get a boner thinking about all those guys in a hard submarine full of seamen.
He's not. John Bon Jovi's in the sequel. I forget.
Oh, Vampires.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's in the
Yeah,
sequel. It's
awful
James
movie.
Woods, first one, but the second one is right here.
Yeah, Los Muertos or whatever.
Yeah, Los Muertos.
Village
Yeah,
is the
it's
Damned is
awful.
pretty good. I haven't seen that since the 90s. I'm kind of looking forward to watching that
Yeah,
one again.
that's gonna be fun. I remember Christopher Reeve staring at a brick wall and tricking the children into blowing them up.
It's pretty creepy.
And that's
It's
fucking
been
awesome.
a long time since I've seen that one.
When we do this one, I'm also gonna watch the original. From the
Yeah.
60s.
Yeah.
I want to watch that one and then compare them. Because
Yeah.
I like both versions. I've seen them both a couple times, and I like them
I'd
both.
be willing to do that too. I'd be willing to do that.
Yeah. Where's the sequel? Can't find the sequel. Yeah, that's the one that has John Bon Jovi. Luckily, so okay. Now I'm not terrified of this one. I remember this one.
Okay.
Mark Boone Jr.'s in it. He's great.
For 5 minutes.
Cheryl
I
fucking
think
Lee.
I've seen this movie,
Dude,
but I don't remember.
You see her butt because she's sitting there with a Daniel Baldwin on the bed.
Yeah. It could have been a stunt butt.
Yeah. No, it was her. You see, she's nude in everything, dude. Twin Peaks Firewalk with Me, she's full on, just doesn't give a shit.
And
Yeah.
she never kind of worked a lot. She's a good actor. Just no one gives her work.
You get typecast, you get a reputation. Yeah.
I wonder what her deal is.
Hey, she's still in this stuff. She's a TV actor.
Well, yeah, she just does random, shows up in
Yeah,
as a
watch-
nurse or something.
So she's not nude in Firewalk with Me. She's nude in The Missing Pieces because it shows the club, the Moonlight,
Right, yeah,
whatever that
yeah.
is. And she's nude there. Not that I'm saying she has to be nude. I'm just saying she's full. Like I was like, holy shit! I didn't expect that.
Okay.
But there's a Kingpin. Is that not based on the movie, right? Not the Farley Brothers movie. Kingpin.
I hope so.
right.
No, I think he was that show on NBC about drug lords.
Okay.
It didn't last very long.
Let's get out of here, guys. We're done, right?
Yeah.
Fuck this.
Hang it
Yes.
up.
Hey, none of it recorded. Great. Thank you so much, computer. Oh, super.
Oh,
Oh, luckily we got the live version. Whatever.
Took the audio out of it.
This computer's fucked. I don't know what happened. I'll fix it. But anyway, until next time, in the meantime, I'm Phoenix West.
Adam Wilcox.
Dick.
No, LAWstudios.com, raidersofthelostflicks.com, Pornhub.
Yeah.
What's your favorite search topic?
OnlyFans.
Midgets.
Please do an OnlyFans.
Do an OnlyFans, Dick. Do it.
OnlyFans.
Yeah. Get an
And
OnlyFans account. I'll sign in for
And
it.
none of it's new.
Oh.
You like eating hot dogs?
Just put like ketchup in your belly button and dip French fries.
Or
and eat
mustard
it.
like a real person.
Do you
Oh.
like what you see?
Oh, I'd fuck
You
you.
fuck me.
I fuck with your girl's
Fuck
hot
you real
dog.
hard.
I'm trying to find a copy of Red Dragon.
Red Dragon.
And
why is that so hard to find now? Like in the early 2000s, you could find that in the grocery store.
I go to a thrift store. I see it every day. So I can get you.
I don't want to buy it. I just want to watch it because I watched.
I could have got that for like $3 at one point. Now you can't find it anywhere.
And I watched Hannibal, but I want to watch Manhunter, which I have a copy of that because I love Michael Mann is another one of those direct. He's in my top 5 as well.
Have you not seen Manhunter?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I've seen it.
Okay.
I have not seen any of the Hannibal TV show.
No,
great show. It's a great show.
It good? Yeah. Well, I like Mads Mikkelsen.
The problem with what happens is it's actually really good up until like the 3rd season because the 3rd season is a rehash of Red Dragon for the first like 6 episodes.
Okay.
And the last 3 are when it goes, holy shit, that's amazing. So you have to get through the slog of Red Dragon, which I just fast forward most of it because I saw it. I knew the story.
Trust me, as a guy that's just wrapping up all of Rick Berman and
Michael Pilar.
The guys that did Star Trek, it was Rick Berman and the guy that did Voyager. I'm finishing up Enterprise now. There's nothing worse than a whole season that's just dog shit. And every Star Trek series has had one season at least.
Live.
That's awful. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's Hannibal. I've never seen. I've seen the movie. I'm sorry, Manhunter. I saw that. I've seen them all. The only thing I still have to watch left is Manhunter. I'm going to rewatch and Red Dragon. I haven't seen
Hannibal Rising. Did you see that one?
Hannibal Rising. I watched. Didn't mind.
I didn't see that one either.
It's not terrible.
No, Hannibal is definitely terrible, though.
Hannibal's terrible.
Whoever thought it was a good idea to make Julianne Moore play fucking Jodie Foster's character ought to be drug out in the street. And shot.
Jodie Foster wanted nothing to do with it because
I don't blame her because it's a dog shit script.
Really hey, the book is much worse. It's
really?
Like how do you adapt it? You couldn't do it.
Like you follow up Silence of the fucking Lambs with that. Fuck you, man.
I'm not even the biggest Silence of the Lambs fan.
I like it.
But I like it. I don't love it. I don't know why it won Best Picture.
It's not super rewatchable because it's too fucking dark.
No, I watch it all the time. It's hilarious.
You would.
I would. But I just like, I'm just watching Tony Hopkins.
How's your well going in your basement, by the way?
It's fine.
Is it
Shut up!
You kept saying that it was caving in, but it sounds like you got a good one working.
Dumb
good contract.
Bitch.
Okay, good.
Dick's just got piles and piles of DVDs of just baby seals getting clubbed over the back of the head.
And human skin.
Just porn for him, yeah.
I got good news for you guys, by the way. We inadvertently and unknowingly did our first episode of LIW John Frankenheimer review the other night.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to do a little intro to it and make our 7 Days in May into an episode, the first episode of that.
Wow.
So that's why we have this now.
So we're going to watch Seconds?
Yeah.
Which I've never seen. I want to see Seconds. I haven't seen it. So
we could go back and forth between Frankenheimer and Carpenter. Adam lost interest there.
What? Huh?